Okay. Says we're live, so hopefully that is true. I'm still adjusting my windows to where I can see everything, including the chat. Um, so hello, welcome. I have done another week's worth of the sort of like choice comments, if you will. And so I've gone ahead and popped the poll for today in the chat. But this month's is, I guess, slightly more, uh, there's less naming for me to do, I guess, because they're either a pair of cabins, pair of tents, a pair of like RVs, or like hotels or beach views or that kind of thing. So you just have a choice of like which one you would prefer. And so today's is the left-hand side is the lake and mist cabin, and then the right-hand side is the forest A-frame cabin with the twinkly lights. So if you need a closer look at it again, I will present share screen window. I've got to figure out a way to make this easier to share. But anyway, here is the thumbnail option again for today. Lake and mist cabin, A-frame forest cabin. So there is that. So that poll is up and will stay up through the second sprint, should you need some more time to decide, or for those of you who pop in and out. But yeah, so I'm excited. I have gone ahead, and this morning I went ahead and started the new project on the Camp Nano website. I haven't really done anything other than like I named it Project April Camp 2024 or something like that. So I don't have a working title yet. But we're going to go with it anyway. I did put the goal as 50,000 because I feel like it's probably going to be it's going to be longer than 40,000 at least. So, and I know that I tend to, as I go back and edit, I tend to add. So we shall see. But yeah, that's where that is. I do not have a mock cover either. So I'll have to work on that a little bit later once I sort of solidify a bit more about this story. So that's where we are. Anyway, hello. Happy April. Happy April Fools. But there will be no pranks, or at least not intentionally. I just realized I haven't changed my calendar over. Happy quarter two. It is now quarter two, which is kind of insane. Anyway, Rachel says, hello, Stream Hoppers United from JD Robinson's stream. These are much needed, meaning the sprints. You have the ADHD brain and would like to get a few things handled. Excellent. Hopefully we can help. CB says, happy time zones. The Nano site is being obnoxious. Oh no, refusing to load your projects correctly, refusing to update your word count, and there doesn't seem to be a way to contact them to inform them. Oh no, hopefully it has ironed out or will iron out the issues. I made a new project a little bit ago and it didn't seem to give me a problem. So hopefully it fixes itself for you. Megan says, I don't know if I'll make it for the stream because you're making phone calls all day. Gotcha, but I managed to knock one out already. Yay! So you might be able to make it. Happy writing, everybody. Paget is here. Hello, hello. Writing with kiddo at home, so we shall see. CB says, I don't have any upcoming anything on Nano, which could mean that the LA chapter isn't doing much this time, but it could be that they're low on staff lately. Yeah, I don't have anything in terms of like local meetups and stuff, because the municipal leader who used to run things got busy with grad school and did not have time, and nobody else has been has wanted to step up into that role. So I think there are some virtual like things on the Discord, but other than that, not really anything. Pat says, if it's not working right now, maybe try word counter. I've heard a couple of people like it and it's free for the word counting part. Oh, did not know that. Let's look that up real quick. Word counter. Okay, so there is a .net and a .io. So IO, I'm assuming, would be the there's also wordcount.com. So I'm not sure which of these it is or if they are all the same. They have different profile icons. So, Paget, if you have a preference as to which one you use, let me know if you're using the net, the IO, or the com version. And I'll see if I can post a link. But anyway, CB says, I guess because of what happened in November. I don't know. It took them so long to get the camp banner up that I don't know what's going on with them. So I don't think you are a dim-witted buffoon. No. Padge says, one of the heads or whatever, the LA chapter apparently sent a message saying she was bowing out because the terms of service they had to sign in their contracts was extremely strict and they didn't have the spirit of Nano in it or something. Maybe a lot of people balked at that, so they're low on staff. That would make sense because essentially you are signing up to be, among other things, like a mandated reporter and like all of these other things that volunteers did not initially volunteer for. And so they're saying, if you want to continue doing this, you have to pass all of our background checks. You have to do all these other things. And there are some people that either wouldn't pass or they don't feel like going through all the rigmarole, which is, I suppose, understandable. Same thing with your MLs, municipal leaders in Glasgow. Yeah. Fortunately, you do have spreadsheets. Yes. If nothing else, there is a spreadsheet for Google and or Excel. So there is always that, which helps. Could be that's too restrictive. Maybe they just want to distance themselves. Don't know. They'll try to upload your April project and see what happens and let you know. Gotcha. Okay. Paget likes cabin B, which is the A-frame, the forced A-frame, because cabin A looks inspiring, but cabin B looks more modern, and I bet it's heated with more efficiency. And then, oh no, the engineer is so rubbing off on you. Gotcha. CB says cabin A. It reminds me of the eco compound in Avengers Endgame. There you go. Rachel says, if you need spreadsheets for tracking the hubs, and I made some, so just make a copy when you go to it. Here's a Google Doc link for that. If the link doesn't work for some reason, if you click it from your coffee, here it is. Since you have the ending of this be /copy, it should force a copy if you open that link. So it should give you, like, essentially tell you, like, to open this, you will have to, like, it will create a copy in your Google Drive. So I think that's fine. Rachel says, I decided to be a cheerleader for everybody in April. Not enough time to do camp myself without stressing yourself out. Gotcha. Fair enough. Yeah. Padge says, okay, if I tried to upload a new project using the green button at the top that says join with a new project, it did not work. Mine did. I used the top button. But when you went to the right side where there's a dragon and it says start a new project in green, that one worked. Though it took forever to load after you typed into the info and hit start. I wonder if there's just too many people on it at the moment, and so it's overloading their server. I think there's some sort of glitch, plus today's a holiday in most places, which might mean there's more people on it. Yeah. It did work after several minutes. You went to other tabs to distract yourself in the meanwhile. Yeah. April Fools. That would be an annoying April Fool's joke if it just didn't work. It's also Easter Monday. Gotcha. Patch says, thanks for the spreadsheet link. CB's going to see what you can make for dinner. There's also a constant loading circle of death on the page where you put in 15 words to update the count. So it's definitely site issues. So in that case, you may want to, rather than doing smaller update chunks, you may want to keep a running tally for yourself and then update like once a stream is over or once like if you stream hop between two people. that kind of thing. Patch says, your kid's school has a teacher in service day today, which is cool right after Easter. And she has makeup work from being sick that we, of course, unintentionally have put off. Gotcha. Despite having a week of spring break before now, what can I say? Yeah, Marina Del Rey was cool and you sort of forgot to bring it with. Gotcha. Diamond Jackson, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. You're still working on your text story from yesterday's session. You should be done the first sprint with it, hopefully. That'd be amazing. Petch says, I'm like, do I do one page of handwriting and then you can do X fun things for 45 minutes, then another page, and then you can have more. Gotcha. And props to teachers. How do you guys do? Yeah. Usually kids cannot focus on one specific thing for longer than about 15 to 20 minutes. So you can start them a timer, and then shift them to another activity. Just be aware that in the shifting process, you need to allow 10 to 15 to explain what the next thing is and have that little bit of transition buffer before they get back into it. So it's a constant time issue. So there's no way that she's resistant at school. I would have heard it's like she knows you're unqualified for. No, it's a different environment. It's a different structure. And so, yeah, if you don't have sort of like a routine set up at home for specifically how you do homework or how you do makeup work or that kind of stuff, if you do not have like specific routines and expectations for that kind of thing that you do regularly, it doesn't develop into a routine. So, but also, yes, kids are, it's weird. There's been some studies on like how kids are dismissive of their parents in some ways, but are more more willing to listen to people outside of the home in terms of like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but essentially like kids can be, not all of them, but can be a lot more rude, especially to the primary parent. So if mom is the one that you go to more often, you're also more likely to like be rude to mom. Whereas if dad is the primary parent and you often go to dad, then you're more likely to be rude to dad because you know that dad or mom or whoever, grandma, whatever, is sort of like your safe space. And so you can be rude without super amounts of consequences is somehow how that works, I think. Anyway, Patch says, hope you get it done, Diamond. You're in your ninth pass, not 19th, ninth pass of book 4 and need to focus. Excellent. Hopefully we can get to that soon. Brent says, hello and happy time zones. Monique is here and says, hey, everyone, you're currently cooking up lunch. CB has fixed dinner. Rachel can't decide on the cabins. Monique says, you should look at Taylor Swift's Long Pond Cabin. It's your personal favorite. And the one on the left, yes, I think we said this already. Cool Gamer says, hey, hello. You like the style of the lake cabin, but you like the setting of the forest. Gotcha. CB says, if anyone else is struggling to get the Nano to cooperate, is it just you? I think it's not just you. I think there have been enough people in the chat. Holy cow, y'all are chatty today. It's okay. We'll get through it. Monique says, my current plan for the month is to finish your Act 3 of your Baldur's Gate 3 fic and write up a rough draft of Arrogance and Impertinence. Nice. Monique is not going to be using the Nano site anyway. Padge says, I don't know which word counter in terms of like wordcounter.net.com.io. You just heard the name. You haven't used it yourself. Gotcha. Okay. You tend to count progress, though, if you finished a scene or a chapter because you're verbose. So word counting is like cheating for you. Like you're going to wind up cutting 40%. So gotcha. Yeah. Rachel wasn't even sure if they would have camp this year. Yeah. So you made spreadsheets to do on your own. Yeah. Rachel's going to be back later. Just check the Nano tab again. It's still loading. Monique's like, just to remind everybody, Mercury is in retrograde. Take that into account. Thog is like, is it? Let me look up. Yeah. CB pranked your mom in the coolest way possible this morning. You told her Robert Downey Jr. is running for California governor. That would be fun. Thog says, not quite yet. Let me check my charts. Tammy is here. Hello, hello. Welcome. Poinsettia Scarlet says, the Nano site is working for you. Excellent. Also, love your avatar. So cute. So cute. Mercury goes retrograde soon, today at 5:14 p.m. Central Time. So very soon it will be upside down. Gotcha. CB says, yeah, I was like that when I was a kid. If your mom told me not to do something, I would do the opposite. If your cousin told me, yeah. Yep. Diamond says, thank you, Paget. Thog says, Mercury is in retrograde in Aries, so starting things might be a chore for the next 3 weeks. Maybe. Thog says, might be good to try projects you're already in progress with instead of starting a new project, which is the opposite of what we got for some of our cards last week. Anyway, today we have the groundhog. I just pulled one while we were chatting. Let me see if I can run the alphabet through my head and find the right spot. Grasshopper. We're getting close. Here we go. Groundhog. Okay, so time to let go is the main message for the groundhog. Here is our groundhog with a cute little heart. Time to let go. So endings lead to beginnings and death is part of life. So the groundhog is here to let you know that it is time to accept the natural ending of something that is no longer serving you. We love to hold on to what is familiar, but the new needs space to arrive so that growth can occur. When the groundhog spirit appears, it is a sign there is something in your present situation that you need to let go of so that something new can be born, something that will far better serve you now. When the groundhog sees his shadow, he retreats into his den. So too might you yearn for a little more time to say goodbye and transition into the new. However, change is coming, and it is good, so let go of your resistance. Spring brings many blessings, and what must die will always be reborn in a new form that will be right for you. Life requires change and detachment. Say farewell to what once served you and get ready for something amazing to take its place. So there you go. There's the groundhog, which is kind of the opposite of what Thog was saying for the Mercury retrograde. So who knows? Do what feels right for you. All right. So before we go into the first sprint, let me show you once again. Here is our thumbnail for the day. So that's the poll that's in the chat. Which cabin would you choose for your NaNoWriMo cabin? The lake and mist cabin on the left or the forest A-frame on the right? Which would you prefer? That is your poll for today. And let's go ahead and get a timer. I'm going to start us off with a 25, and then we will move into a 30 after this. Oops. There we go. Okay, so your reminders. 1, save your document, especially if you've already been working today. If not, now is a fantastic time to pull up whatever document or documents you think you might need for today. 2, take a sip of whatever it is that you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4, make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go, 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was the first sprint. I'm marking where I'm leaving off. Did not get a whole scene done, but I made some massive progress, I think. Okay. Nope. Okay, 1091. Which is good. Yeah, excellent. Again, I have my rolling year-to-date total. So the first quarter, the average, if you're doing 2K a day, would be 180,000 words for the year. And by the time that quarter 2 is done, if I stay consistent with that, either writing or editing, that many words per day, that becomes, is it 320? 360. Anyway, so 360,000 words by the end of quarter 2. So that means the end of June. So we are now on our way for that. But yeah, so 1091 words. Not a whole lot of dialogue. What little dialogue there is, I'm remembering to put the dialogue tags on because I do not want another situation like I had my very first Nano. When reading back, I was like, who said this? Because there was an exchange of people and I did not put any dialogue tags whatsoever. So I didn't have like character name said or character name responded. I didn't have any of that. And so I had to go back in and sort of like piecemeal together who said what. So none of that is happening in this draft. We are putting dialogue tags in. Anyway, so save your document just in casesies. And let's see. There's a little bit more talk about the eclipse that's going to be happening. Astrologically, there's a huge bunching in the sky during the eclipse. Every major planet was going to be visible during the totality, if you were in that totality path. They're all within like 70 degrees of each other, which is a very small patch of sky. Yes. Elizabeth is here. Hello. Welcome, welcome. You are doing great and happy to be here. Yay. Diamond finished your last texting story. Yay! So now today at 8 p.m., you're going to be able to post them and you are going to be super happy about it. And you're posting these on your Diamond Jackson YouTube channel, if I remember this correctly. Now you're going to be working on 2 texting stories for the next 2 sprints. Because your computer is dead. So, yes. Brooke, got a kitty in your lap who's super content and comfy. Now, if only your leg would stop falling asleep, right? Stacy got more reading done. Excellent. Good. CB finished dinner and took a phone call. Erin wrote a paragraph for homework and then found a couple of sources that you could potentially use for the next point. Nice. Excellent. Good, good. Monique says, getting started on chapter 1 of Arrogance and Impertinence and also had your lunch. Fantastic. Yay. Poinsettia got 117 words. Nice. Excellent. Francis says, 325 words and an epiphany concerning your midpoint. That is amazing because sometimes those midpoints are really tough. So if you have the epiphany early, that is fantastic. Because then you can write through the midpoint with very little issues. So, yay. Alrighty. Let's do the second sprint. Second sprint on my channel is a self-promo sprint. So that means if you have a YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Etsy store, Amazon author page, websites, blogs, social media handles, any of that kind of stuff that is writing adjacent, please let us know where to find you. This is especially important if you have an Amazon author page, if you have books out, books out soon, books out recently or books on sale. Let us know where to find you and your work. Just remember that if you do not have a blue wrench of power, meaning that you're a moderator, you cannot post direct links. That being said, please promo away. My self-promo is, if you are not subscribed, please consider it. That is the extent of my promo. Okay, let's do, if I can get it to do right. Oh, right. One more glance at the poll options. So after this coming sprint, we will close the poll and see which cabin won. But here are your options for your nano cabin for today. The Lake and Mist cabin or the Forest A-frame. Those are your options for today. So make sure you pop that vote in the poll. Now I can share the waterfall timer. All right, so here are your regular reminders. 1, save your document. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go, 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I'm going to mark where I'm leaving off. I can tell you that the pollen today in the South is very polleny. It's a mess. Okay. I have reached the 2K mark for today. So I got a little, just a little over 1,000 that sprint as well. So I'm now at the 2,000 mark for today, which is great. It means I can move the first of these light blue stickies. Excellent. Save. Don't forget, second sprint is the self-promo sprint, so make sure that you do your self-promo, and also remind you that if you have not voted in the poll for which cabin, please do so. So here are the cabin options again. So again, make sure that you are following all of your fellow sprinters. If you can, make sure you're subscribed to channels, and especially those who do run sprints, because I know there are quite a few of us who do run sprints on our own channels, or who regularly attend other people's, so that you can have a expanded writing community. All right, so Rachel's self-promo, The Vampire's Dragon, is now available, and here is the link for that. Barnes & Noble has been dragging their feet, but once they get their act together, you'll be able to provide a link for that. Megan is here, and here is Megan's self-promo. There is the Substack link to Megan's recent post, Ableism 101, Recognizing and Resisting. Or you can check out all the things that Megan does on the web, and there's the link tree for that. Monique, or Ms. Ocampo Writes, is going to be doing, it has a Substack under Ms. Ocampo Writes, I think, and has posted something there. Rachel says, if you want the previous book from The Vampire's Dragon, it can be read without it, so it's a standalone, but you can still sign up for Rachel's newsletter to get it for free, or it can be purchased. So here is the free link to racheldadams.com. And if you want to support monetarily, here is the link for that. Also, Rachel's books are on Emmy Gattrell's book fair and the giveaway this month. So if you ever want a good /cheap newsletter builder, get in touch with her PA Erin, personal assistant Erin. They still have openings all year long. Nice. So here's the link for that. Poinsettia has a YouTube channel under the name Poinsettia Scarlet, where you post writing and ambiances on there. Nice. That'll be a good addition to know about. So here is the channel link for Poinsettia. Okay, so Monique's Substack is currently under Monique Ocampo Writes. But intends to change it to Miss Ocampo Writes. So either way, you can find her. Let's see. Your pen name is MS Ocampo anyway. Gotcha. You're also going to be posting something on Substack tomorrow, so make sure you're subscribed there, about one of the characters from the Chosen series. The Chosen is a series based on the New Testament, and you're going to be sharing your thoughts on Judas. Interesting. Here's the link for the Substack. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much, Rachel. I appreciate it. It's in Texas, it's cloudy and humid. Yeah, it is also cloudy and humid here, but it's just the pollen is ridiculous. So Diamond says, I did not start a new text story. You were taking a break. Fair enough. You've earned it. And last sprint, you're going to read a book. this next time. So you could come up with some more ideas. Also, you like the flower shirt. Thank you. It's, yes, my, my flower shirt. Brooke says, yay, congrats on the 2K mark. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Monique says, I have 358 words total, but keep in mind you're also working on your Substack at this print as well. Gotcha. So you have 358 words of fiction. Megan says, it's cloudy but lovely out in California right now. Nice. Question, how can you phrase what kind of job your chef Ben wants without him insulting waiters, dishwashers, and fast food? So is he wanting like a more exclusive chef job? Is he wanting to work in like a Michelin star? Is he wanting to like cook on a private yacht for somebody? Is he looking to cook in a some rich person's kitchen and like meal prep for them? It kind of depends on what kind of job you want for Ben. And I think most chefs recognize that like it's not completely in their job is not completely in isolation. Like there's always front of the house and back of the house, and they work together. So sure, there can be some tension in between them, but usually they do not do both parts of the house. So I think it just depends on what kind of job you want him to have. Poinsettia has 158 total words. Nice. Excellent. Megan says, I wish I could have the A-frame on the lake. Gotcha. There were some pictures that had different types of lakes and cabins, but I went with these because sort of like the greens were both there and there is moisture or humidity in both of them. So I just thought it was kind of a nice matchup. Monique says, I almost wanted him to say I was busy looking for a job that doesn't involve waiting tables, washing dishes, or deep frying. Okay, so in that case, what you're implying that he wants is he wants to be in the back of the house and not having to do both back and front of the house, if that makes sense. So you might could phrase it as he was looking for something that was solely in the kitchen or in the back of the house and not having to do the front of the house stuff. But the deep frying is part of cooking as well, so I don't know about that. Francis got 533 and a cappuccino. Nice. Rachel says, Megan's articles are great. She's taught me several things. Yes. Megan is awesome. Thog says, rereading my side project that I started during Nano last year. This is where you then started the eternal overtime, right? So you're going to work on that during April. Gotcha. Okay. Yes. Thog got 321 words, or CB got 321 words. Sorry, brain. Elizabeth has a channel and a new video and another one coming next Monday or Tuesday. Exciting. So make sure you follow and subscribe to Elizabeth Simmons as well. Megan says to Rachel, thank you. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying what I post. That made my day. Rachel says, we got the patio nearly cleaned and got our present to ourselves, a grill that we put together. So we're just trying it out now. Ooh, yummy. Yes. And with the weather being nice or leading into nicer weather, I'm sure you will use the grill more often. It's going to get up to 80 today. Coastal North Carolina. At least there is a breeze. What is it supposed to get up to today? It might be in the 80s. No, highest 78. Are they predicting any rain? No rain today. No rain till Wednesday, but just cloudy and pollen. I want something that will lead to better job options down the line. That's a good way to phrase it too. Yes. Ben's work history is that he worked as a pastry chef for a restaurant. He had a job but lost it during the pandemic. Okay. So So in other words, he wants to go back to being the pastry chef instead of having to do things outside of his specialties. He wants somewhere where his specialty and expertise is appreciated. Here is Elizabeth's link. Thank you very much, Rachel. Dog says, my younger roommate just got his new grill situated on the porch and it just hit 80 degrees in Alabama. Alabama, yes. Elizabeth says, I'm working on my April goals today since I didn't have time yesterday. Fair enough. It's still the first. You got your weekly done, but you forgot about how much time the whole month takes. Yeah. Yeah. It does take some time if you're being serious and cognizant about it. So yes, they're doing second interviews this week, and it's still the same over time. Yes. Well, you had kind of anticipated that it might take a while to hire and then train. And so you might be able to end the overtime in late April or May. I think you had said that, but I could be wrong there. So that seems to check out time-wise. So yes. Okay. Yes. Gotcha. Glad we could help. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and end the poll for our cabins. So the Lake and Mist cabin won with 56%, and the Forest A-frame had 43%. So it was pretty close. It was pretty close. But the Lake and Mist cabin won. All right. Let's do another sprint. Let's go see if we can find the Babbling Brooks one. Yes, we can. Stop screen, present, share screen, Babbling Brook, make it big. Switch over to third sprint. All righty. Megan says I should stop voting because the ones I like the most never win. You might have been. No, you should vote. You should vote because I have more of these. What is Wednesdays? Wednesdays, I can show you later, but I can. They're also up as the thumbnails for the coming live streams. So don't give up. Your vote counts. I promise. Goodread librarians are on the ball. They got your book corrected in less than 24 hours. Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. So glad. All right, let's go ahead and do the next sprint. 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back to that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I have decided to do a layout in my bullet journal a specific way. And what was that? Anyway, I got 851 that time, and I ended a scene, so I felt comfortable sort of like going to the bullet journal after that. So I have decided to do that with the bullet journal, and I've gone ahead and I decided to do the tracker, just a little mini tracker for a couple things in my journal, and then using my little dot markers to kind of just check it off because I think it's fun. But yeah, using the little postage stamp, like not really postage stamp design stickers, washi tape for the daily separators. But yeah, so I can check off my Nano for today. Writing that in my big calendar over there. Just says Nano check. So yeah, excellent. Good times. So I'm like just under 3K for the day. Just under. But that's okay because it hit me because of the rollover from the first quarter. I can actually move both of these stickies down to the done portion for today, which is amazing. That was what I was hoping would happen. So, yeah, how'd y'all do? Let's see. Megan said, part of me wishes that YouTube was like Twitch and that you could influence the votes of the poll with points accrued from watching the videos. I'm at some point, I'm sure that YouTube will adopt something probably like that because they have copied a whole lot of other things that Twitch has done. So Rachel also hopes that we get personal emotes. That would be kind of fun and cute. Megan says, yes, I want to have my own emotes. Monique is backing up what you wrote on Google Docs. Excellent. Yes, CB liked that. The reminder to back up your work. 600 words in total. You're going to stop after this sprint. Fair enough. Diamond was reading The Flip Side by Sean Johnson and got to page 10 so far. But a girl named Charlie has a secret by pretending to be an average teen when she is training to be the best gymnast. And CB got 437 words. Excellent. Stacy is still reading. Got a snack for you and the kiddo. They both have school off today. And CB says, I'm listening to the Classic FM Hall of Fame. They do this every year at Easter, and we're in the top 10. Nice. Dad had me order a CD for him. It's like one of the greatest hits from the first decade of the Rolling Stones. So he was happy with several of the songs that he had been sort of thinking about and did not already have in his collection. So today has been a Rolling Stones day in our house. So Alexis says, just finished my outline and you're now getting to the actual writing. Fantastic. Love that. Megan says, no words, but had lunch. After this, you're going to be working on your Zila, formerly known as Britney Spears post. Excellent. Poinsettia got 221 words total. Excellent. Good. Rachel updated the spreadsheet and applied for a May promo. Now that you have the link for the new book. Gotcha. Okay. Yay. The only song that you like by the Stones is Paint It Black. So the whole conversation with my dad about the Rolling Stones started because I had asked who the original artist for Paint It Black was, because I have heard so many covers of Paint It Black And I think the two that I listen to most frequently are The Hidden Citizens with Rania and Sierra. Like, sure, I know what the original one sounds like, but I prefer the sort of the heightened drama of the Sierra and Hidden Citizens versions. And so I was like, I know that I have heard other versions of it, but like, who was the original? So it was the Rolling Stones. Anyway, that was what sparked the conversation with my dad about Rolling Stones. Funky Sai, hello. Glad you can finally start joining these again. Work has been kicking your butt the last 2 months. Fair enough. First 2 or 3 months of the year, right? Coming out of the winter hole of things. Brooke says, it made good progress on this native plant list that you're making for an event next week. Yay for pollinators. Yes. Rachel says, I love Sierra's version of Painted Black. Yeah. I think that was the one that sort of like made me perk up and listen to Painted Black more often. And I wouldn't even be able to tell you how many times I have listened to Sierra's. And I feel like the Hidden Citizens and Rania version is more based on Sierra's version than it is on Rolling Stone's version. So, there it is. Francis says, day 1 of camp and my major word count goal. Yay! Knowing me, I will slack at day 6 or 8. Yeah. Close to day 10 is where a lot of people sort of like take a break or fall off the wagon. And then it's kind of like hit or miss until you get to the last week and a half of the month. And then it's like, oh no. So, CB doesn't like the Stones because your bio father liked them. You much prefer the Beatles. I mean, music is music. So I was trying to see, now I've forgotten the name of it, because there is a lyric in a song. It's not ELO, but it's somebody else that like has a weird like compound name that can be acronymed. But there is a song that has the lyric Nights in White Satin. And I know that Nights in White Satin is a song title, but it is not that song. Is it Elmer's and Palmer? Emerson, Lake and Palmer. There we go. ELP. Emerson, Lake and Palmer has a song that has the lyrics Nights in White Satin. I think it's Lucky Man, maybe? No, it's not Lucky Man. That was the song that I just looked at these. C'est la vie. C'est la vie is lovely. Lucky Man is also good, but I think it's C'est la vie that really like I had a bug in my brain for that song for the longest time as a child. And I remember stealing my mother's Walkman, and we had a cassette tape of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and obsessively listening to C'est la vie. And I did the same thing for Savage Garden. Yes, I had a cassette tape of Savage Garden before I bought their CD. That's how old I am. So yeah. So, but there's something about the sort of like, I don't know if it's more like ballad or the drama or the drums, something about those kind of songs that like, this is the whole reason I like the Sierra version of Painted Black better than I like the original Rolling Stones version. It's the whole reason I love C'est la vie by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. It's the whole reason why Sound of Silence is amazing. The original by Simon and Garfunkel, but then the Disturbed version is like, oh, so good. And then the sort of slowed down version of Jealous is also fantastic. Again, like heightened the drama and the emotion of it. So there's something about drama in music that I love. And percussion. Percussion is also a big thing for me. But anyway, I'm going to move on. Rachel says, I remember a video going around starring clips from MCU's Scarlet Witch, through it, Wanda, and that was the song as well. The Paint It Black one? Yeah. Megan says, I'm going to love the podcast that Charlie Dorset, and Megan are planning to start at some point. It's going to be a music podcast. And I know that I and Charlie and Megan share some of the same taste in music. Yes. Music is good. Music is a great connector. Elizabeth says, I took a break and had a piece of cake. I made no progress, but it was worth it. Good cake. Yes. Cake is always worth it. We have mashed bananas that are defrosting in the fridge because we need to make room in the freezer, but also that means banana bread. I can't wait. Anyway, CB says, I heard that song. Are we still talking about Paint It Black? On a TV competition called Any Dream Will Do, and one of the contestants sang it, and his version was so cool. Yeah, there's a lot of experimentation that went on during the time that the Rolling Stones and the Beatles were establishing themselves. A lot of experimentation with different kinds of music, different kinds of instruments, where they were inspired by, that kind of stuff. So that era, there's a whole lot of experimentation, which is really cool. You love the Moody Blues? Yes. But Nights in White Satin is probably your least favorite of the popular song. Right. But see, this is the thing. There's a lyric in the Emerson, Lake and Palmer song. Let me see if I can find. I don't remember if it's Lucky Man or C'est la Vie, but I think it's C'est la Vie. Or there's something. Okay, it's not in C'est la Vie. Anyway, but there is a song lyric that has nothing to do with the song title Nights in White Satin. Oh, okay. So the lyrics for Lucky Man, the first verse had white horses and ladies by the score, all dressed in satin, waiting by the door. See, that in my brain translates to remembering Nights in White Satin. Even though it's a different band, different song, different title, but that's how my brain connected the things. And it took me forever, and asking Dad, and then him having him ponder for half a day before figuring out which song I meant. But yeah. So CB says there's a 4-part documentary coming out on April 26th about the Rolling Stones, or about the Beatles, or about the Moody Blues. Okay, I'm confused. I've lost the thread here. CB, let me know what band Thank You Good Night is about. Elizabeth says, when I was a kid, I thought Nights in White Satin was KN. I did too. It created for some interesting visuals, especially since I was confusing the two, because the Lucky Man song by Emerson, Lake and Palmer talks about horses in that first verse, the first stanza or whatever. So I confused myself a lot in terms of music and lyrics. It's on Hulu in the US and Disney Plus everywhere else. Megan also thinks of Nights in White Satin as KNIGHT, Knigits, as it were. Thog says, I really got a face full of Paint It Black from the movie Stir of Echoes. I have not seen that movie. Elizabeth also loved Savage Garden. Yes, they were one of your first concerts that you went to with your friends. I did not see them in concert. I wished I could have. I haven't seen very many people in concert. I've seen Celtic Women. I've seen Nightwish. I've seen Maroon 5. I don't remember who their opener was, though. Have I seen anybody else? I've seen some like small other indie bands. But yeah, I haven't really seen a whole lot of concerts. So CB says, I'm planning to watch Infinity War and Endgame on the 25th, and then the Bon Jovi documentary. Okay, Bon Jovi documentary on the 26th, because the 4 parts drop in the same day. Gotcha. Rachel says, I've gotten to where I love the epic versions of songs now. Yes. Easy Eye's version of Take My Breath Away, for instance. Ooh, I need to go look that one up. Also, LP's In the End. Yes. Linkin Park's version of In the End. Yes. Tommy Prophet with Tommy Prophet. If you have not heard some of Tommy Prophet's things, absolutely you should check out Tommy Prophet's YouTube channel. The covers and the remakes of songs from Tommy Prophet are delicious. Absolutely wonderful. And yeah, there Tommy Prophet and Flurry, they have like, I think, a whole album together. It's great. Hidden Citizen also, yes. Yeah. Anything with like Hidden Citizens plus Rania. Yes. Also Paul J. Paul J. Mendez. I want to. It might be Paulo. I feel like that's not right. Paulo. Yeah, it's Paulo. Okay. Okay, let me just give you the link to this. Paulo J. Mendez. Why am I trying to put extra syllables in there? So here's Paulo's channel. Great. Tommy Prophet. Now we're just recommending music at this point. At this point. Here's Tommy Prophet. Ooh, he just posted 3 days ago a version of Skyscraper. That should be good. But yeah, so it's like Gilligan's Island. Tommy Prophet has a version of that's like epic and dark, and it sounds amazing. And I'm like, how do you do this? How do you think of these things? Amazing. You had all the Savage Garden stuff, and you also love some of Darren Hayes' solo stuff, Insatiable, and you can still be free. So good. Anyway, okay, sorry. Stir of Echoes was a paranormal thriller with Kevin Bacon. Oh, I shall have to say it because I love Kevin Bacon. It's great. He's great. There might have been a comment that got missing. I'm not sure. Dystopia, Utopia, Autumn. I haven't started writing anything and don't know what to write. Oh no. You could always do a what if question, like what if this happened, or what if this was changed, and sort of spin off of that. Otherwise you could essentially my trick when I don't have absolutely any idea of what I want to do is I pick a random like noun, personally thing, and then a random like era, and then kind of like build on sort of like that randomness and try and fit it together. Or if you want a more structured way to do things, you could pull 3 character archetypes. So like the hero, obviously you can do a hero, or you can do a heroine, or you can do the dark side of the hero or heroine. Then you could do things like the gossip. Well, what has the gossip done to get the hero or heroine involved? Or what are they doing to sort of like stymie the hero or heroine? You could do things like that. You could also pull tarot cards and see what your inspiration for that is, and just like try to make a story out of the tarot cards. Tarot cards are fantastic for story development. Elizabeth says, I haven't heard any of Darren Hayes' solo work, so you'll have to take a listen. Yes. Okay, so here is Paulo J. Mendez. Here is Tommy Prophet. So make sure you listen to them. They're great. Here is Easy Eyes, Take My Breath Away. Ooh, yes, thank you. Okay, it's 3:20. 3:26 to be exact. Normally we only go till about 3 o'clock or just after. So y'all make sure that you check the um, spreadsheet. I have not updated it, but it has been updated by Rachel this morning. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, thank you. Here is the tiny URL for the spreadsheet so that you can see what all streams are going on. So let's see, what is it now? It is 3:20. So we are in this area here. So Paper Tiger should be on at the moment at 4 o'clock. So in about half an hour, Creative Sprints will be on. Then Paper Tiger will be on for either the second sprint. Holly Davis is tonight. Paper Tiger again. Jody Jean Daniels and Samantha will be on later. And I'm sure there are also going to be some pop-ups for let me zoom in here so you can see what I'm talking about. I am sure that there are going to be some pop-ups because it is the first of the month and it is a camp. So be on the lookout for those. Anyway, thank you again for joining me. And again, if you are not subscribed, please consider it. I will be around quite a bit this month. My normal streaming schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 to 3, and Sundays, 2 to 5. The only exception for that this month is the 28th. I am not going to be available because I am going to the Renaissance Festival. So that'll be fun. Yay. All right, y'all. Thank you again, and I will see y'all in the chats. If not, I will see you on Wednesday. Don't forget to save. Bye.